Q. Chef Shahir
Hello, my
Massoud
friend.
is here. How are you, my friend?
Good to see you, man.
Bro, we have...
Good food so far today.
oh, my gosh. Those raviolis are just, they're to die for.
Right.
But we have a lot of people out there that like to cook their own food, that like to do their own prep.
Yeah.
Problem is, they have a big food processor that they never use because it's hard to clean. You got to haul it out, plug it in. Let me introduce you to our 2-pack of choppers. These are handheld choppers, triple level chopping.
Look at that.
All you
3
do
blades.
is depress the top because they're rechargeable, all right? All you do is press the top and you are getting perfect consistency of whether it's your onions, your herbs, your salsa, your sauces, your dressings. Easy to clean, and we have a brand new price. No longer $25.95. 21, and you get 2 of these.
And you get 2 of them. It's like having a food processor in the palm of your hands. No knife skills, no knife, no cutting board. If you've got dexterity issues, it's light enough to hold in one hand and just press it with your finger. That's 3 stainless steel blades doing the work. Look at that. I've diced carrots and onions in about 5 seconds. This is what I mean. You are taking the prep out of your life, and look at the capacity and how even it is, guys.
Look at this.
And you know this, as a former restaurant guy.
Yeah.
You know, the prep is the hard part.
Imagine making stuffing.
Of anything.
And this is all you need to do. You know what it is?
Garlic.
You know what it is too, Chef, is when I need a lot of this, I don't need 4 cups of it.
Exactly.
I need like a cup or a half a cup.
Maybe a couple cloves of garlic, maybe half an onion, maybe some herbs, some nuts, some breadcrumbs. This is what I'm saying. When we see a recipe, look at the garlic, minced in under 10 seconds. Guy, when we see a recipe and we know we've got to mince garlic and onions, we dread it. Now I'm taking that dread out of your prep. You're doing it in 5 seconds. I'm doing harder things like carrots, celery. I'm going to show you herbs. And it's as easy as holding it, pressing 1 button, and that's 3 stainless steel blades. Because of the 3 blades, Guy, notice I'm not stopping to scrape down the side. The 3 blades are doing all the work. This is why people love it. Your prep is done. I never see him speechless.
Well, what gets me is...
Look at that.
The consistency is perfect.
It's perfect.
Because
Look
you
at
would
that.
think, all right, it's a little handheld thing. It's not going to do the same work. It actually does a better job because you're in a confined space.
Yep.
And you're getting that even chopping throughout.
And you can't get that consistency even if you did it with a larger food processor because you need the capacity, or definitely not with a knife and cutting board. Think about your parsley, your dill, your basil, all the different nuts, breadcrumbs, garlic, ginger I'm gonna show you. It's unbelievable. It's like having a big food processor, except in the palm of your hands. All you do is press the button and you get 2 of them, which is unbelievable to me.
I absolutely love this, and I love the fact that it's rechargeable. I don't have to put batteries in it. It's already built in. All you got to do is just plug it in with your little USB, and you're good to go. All right, colors. So I have the Merlot and the Rose. And by the way, they come in separate gift boxes.
Yeah.
So if you want to give one to somebody, it could be a nice gift. They come in the blue and the gray. This is teal and white. And then finally, I have it in red. And I have it in black. Everybody gets 2 of these. So
it's nuts.
You could do your onions in one, you could do your garlic in the other, you could do your carrots in one.
Totally.
I love it for herbs.
For herbs, it's the best: parsley, dill, cilantro. Think about your walnuts, your almonds, pistachios for your baking or topping a salad or a stew. Your ginger, your garlic. It's light enough to hold in 1 hand. USB charged, all you do is press the button. And those 3 blades are doing the work. And Guy mentioned it. Look at how consistent the result is. You see a small chopper like this, you say, I don't know if it's gonna be that great. This is unbelievable. The 3 stainless steel blades are doing the job. You don't have to stop and scrape down the sides as you go. And even if it's a difficult to chop nut, like a walnut, look at that. It does it because you got the 3 blades.
That is
it's
perfect.
Unbelievable.
It really is.
And look at everything I've done so far.
You're a chef.
Yep.
You have knife skills.
I couldn't do it this fast.
I don't think you or any of our chefs could do it that quick, or even that consistency, because it is absolutely perfect. So you have 3 blades that are going 3 at a time, that are getting all those little pieces and making them fine. So when you want like nuts for like, you know, maybe you're doing a dessert. You don't want big giant pieces of nuts. You want those finely ground. You're gonna get that with this.
Even if you're doing your breadcrumbs, graham cracker crumbs, I'm gonna show you a quick salsa, a tapenade. I'm gonna show you an egg salad. Think about a little guacamole. Sometimes you don't need a big batch. You just need to do a little bit of prep, but it's worth it just for the garlic and the onions. Look at the quantity of the prep I've done in real time. It's unbelievable.
Now that is probably enough garlic for a month. right
And you
there.
can do it ahead of time.
You know what you do is you do it ahead of time, and then you just put it in a jar.
Put a little
with
olive
a
oil
little
in
olive
there.
oil. Perfect,
Absolutely, and you
perfect.
don't have to buy it pre-done. I think sometimes we buy these things pre-done, and you don't have to do it. I said breadcrumbs. Take that last piece of bread. You know the piece that's not sandwich worthy?
Yeah, it's
You
dry.
don't have to buy breadcrumbs. You can make them in seconds. It's literally having a food processor in the palm of your hands. It's the 3 blades doing the work, and everything is perfectly done. The 3 blades, 3 stainless steel blades, are going round and round. I don't have to stop midway to scrape down. And look at the result. Everything, whether it's the breadcrumbs, the nuts, the parsley, the celery, the carrot, it is
look at that.
perfect.
Guys, and believe it or not, this bread wasn't dried out. That's hard to do.
That was fresh bread.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
it's crazy.
We are very busy. It's $21.95, lowest price, brand new price. You get 2. So you could keep one for yourself. You could give one away. You could put one in your camper.
Yep.
And we're going to show you how you can make salsa. You can make salads. What, you do an egg salad?
I know you were going to be here, Guy.
You
Of
know
course
I'm
I'm
an
going to
egg
make an
salad
egg
guy.
salad, man. Let's say you got 1 or 2 hard-boiled eggs left over kicking around. Add a little bit of mayo, add a little herbs, you got your egg salad. If you've been making it with a fork, you don't have to do that anymore. If you've been making your chicken salad, your tuna salad, again, a quick guacamole with a fork, mashing it, this is the way to do it.
You never have to buy batteries.
Nope.
There's a rechargeable battery built in. All right, all you have to do is maybe once a month plug it in. It really depends on how much you're going to be using it. But honestly, look at that consistency.
It's
it is
stunning.
absolutely perfect. And you're not getting into those big honking pieces. And remember, the more you want it fine,
You press it down more.
just leave your finger on a button.
That's all you
need to do. All right, very, very busy. 870 something have already been sold.
Look at that.
I know it was on one earlier time, but people are going crazy for it. If you want the blue gray, one of each, I got 280 left. That's it. So they are going quick, and hundreds of people are ordering right now. So look at my man, two-fisted.
And I'm not exceptionally strong, folks. Guy, you know this. It's light enough you can hold it in one hand. I'm doing a tapenade here. I'm doing my onions here. Even for onions and garlic, it's worth it, because how can you dice an onion like that in 5 seconds? Your onions, your garlic, your celery, your carrots, your herbs, walnuts, your favorite cereal or peanuts to top ice cream sundaes this summer. And look at everything I've done in real time.
And again, chef, I would never need that much onion unless I'm doing a big pot of sauce.
Sure.
But even that is enough for a big pot of sauce.
Well, think of it this way. If you're doing a soup, a stew, enough for a family of 4, in the same chopper, you could put 1 clove of garlic, a little bit of onion, a little bit of carrot.
Do it
Your
all
prep
at once.
is done.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this.
Yep.
It's unbelievable, the speed and the consistency with which you can prep.
If you're making like a bolognese sauce,
Oh,
this would
totally.
be ideal, because remember, with bolognese, you want your vegetables cut up to this size.
Yep.
And here's the issue. You can go get a giant food processor and spend $179. We probably have them here. If you're going to be, if you're a caterer, or if you're doing giant meals. But for the average person, especially our empty nesters, they need 2 cloves of garlic.
Totally.
They need half an onion. They need a couple of stalks of celery. They need a handful of basil or a handful of cilantro, and this does the job every time. I love this demo.
This demo's great because think about a tapenade and a salsa. What makes them great? Freshness. Over here, I've got a couple olives, some capers, olive oil. Over here, sometimes you've got 1 tomato kicking around with maybe a jalapeno, some onion, garlic, lime juice. You can make these dips fresh. You can make them at home. Don't buy them in a jar. This is the essence of what they should be. They should be light and fresh, not packed with preservatives. Look at the stunning tapenade and salsas you're gonna make. The guacamoles, the egg salad, the chicken salad.
Ooh, I know what
and it's smooth, look.
You know what I would make with this?
A
And
marinade
I think
even.
I've told you about it. I learned a recipe called chicad.
Yeah,
Chicad,
yeah.
with chicad, basically you take olives, and you get as many different types of olives, black, green, whatever you can find, Spanish olives.
Yep.
You chop it up, you add some herbs.
Yep.
All right? You add some garlic.
that.
Olive oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar. You chop it all up and you put it in a bowl. And you
Beautiful
have that
salsa.
on toasted bread.
Oof.
Dude.
Especially in the summer, you grill that bread.
Yeah, on
Oh,
a char
man.
grill.
Oh,
but
man.
Look at the salsa
A
you just
beautiful
made.
salsa. And we're doing it all in real time. Remember I told you could prep in the same little chopper. I put some garlic, I put some onions,
Yeah.
I put a couple herbs, I could put some parsley in here. So it doesn't just have to be one thing. If you want to start your stir fry or your soup or stew, you can do it all in the same chopper. I want you to think about your chopper also for vinaigrettes, marinades.
Yeah.
You're gonna do all those different things and not buy them in a jar. The prep is done in seconds. Can I just highlight, look at what I've done in real time.
Well,
the onions, the garlic, the shallots, the celery.
And this is where it's nice to have two, because now if you want to do your, your more pungent things like your onion and your garlic and stuff like that in one, you could do that. Then you could do your carrots and your celery and your herbs in the other. You could do your nuts in one. You're going to get two of these.
You're going to get two.
All right, I'm going to go over the colors one more time, and then we'll do a couple last-minute demos. So I have it in the blue and the gray. I have about 200 or so left, if you want to get these, okay? I have it in the rose and merlot. I have it in the black and the red. And then I have it in the teal and the white. Everybody gets two. I don't have them out here, but they come in boxes. So if you want to give one to your kids who maybe just moved into an apartment, listen, you're not going to ask your kids to spend $200 on a food processor.
And they're not going to use it. They don't need that
size. They're living by themselves.
They don't need that size.
You don't need that much food. Listen, if you're a caterer, don't buy this unless you're going to use it for yourself, right? If you're a caterer, go out and spend $300.
Sure.
But if you're a home chef, this is perfect.
Guy, even for me, look, I'm a professional chef. We're a family of 4. So I'm not lugging out my big food processor on a daily basis. I'm using this little guy here because this is the amount of parsley I need for my family. That's the amount of garlic, onions, ginger. I don't need my big industrial food processor. Right. Even if you've got it, how often are you using it? You mentioned herbs like parsley, dill, cilantro. A knife and cutting board would take forever and you end up bruising the herb. How long does it take you to do onions and garlic or to make a breadcrumb?
Yeah.
You can't do it. Now you can. You're gonna make that egg salad, the guacamole, the salsas, the marinades heading into summer, vinaigrettes. You're gonna emulsify those salad dressings. Yep. You can do it all.
I love your idea about doing a lot of stuff ahead of time and making your own garlic. So, and again, Chef gave you an easy recipe, all right? All you do, you take your garlic, you chop it up. You can decide if you wanna add chilies or whatever you want, but then add olive oil to it. I like to use olive oil, give it a little flavor.
Sure.
And then, but not a lot, just enough to cover it. Put it in a jar, and anytime you need garlic, you don't have to worry about cleanup. It's always made ahead of time. I feel the same about shallots. It could be anything that you want. Herbs I would do fresh. If you could do
do them last minute and use them. Absolutely.
All right.